Mike Morgan's forecast weekday afternoons on 107.7 KRXO.
You are watching Oklahoma's News Channel 4 at 10.
An Oklahoma preacher accused of robbing 6 banks. Also, a respected police officer arrested for DUI. And this woman's tax refund was deposited in the wrong account.
I bawled. I cried.
On the night beat, the $6,000 mistake. But we begin tonight with breaking news.
And it's happening, a shooting in northeast Oklahoma City that's left one man dead and an entire neighborhood terrified. NewsChannel 4's Heather Holman is gathering the breaking details. She joins us live from the Oklahoma City Police Department with the latest. Heather, what happened?
Well, Linda, police are still searching for those suspects. Neighbors say there were a lot of them and a lot of gunshots fired.
Male suspect got out of the car. Some sort of altercation ensued, at which time he shot the victim.
Just before 7 p.m., bullets soared through this northeast Oklahoma City neighborhood. While many missed their target, too many of them did not. Neighbors say the suspect shot the 20-year-old man at close range and kept shooting, even after he fell to the ground.
We don't know whether this was somebody that he knew or just, somebody they'd had an altercation of some sort someplace else and it ended up here, or exactly what caused this all to take place.
Nothing paramedics could do would save the man's life. He died on the way to the hospital. Neighbors say crime is a way of life in this area. Afraid for their own lives, they wouldn't comment on camera, but tell us they saw several suspects speed away in a 4-door maroon car.
All we know is that there were several other people possibly in the vehicle at the time. The suspect got back in the car and they drove off and left the area.
Police are still interviewing witnesses. They don't have a motive right now, but it's not the first time they've been out to that area, and it definitely won't be the last. In fact, as we were leaving, one neighbor jokingly told me, "See you next week." Linda?
Shame. If we learn any more details during this newscast, we'll come back to you. Thank you.
3 months. That's how long an Oklahoma woman has been waiting for her tax refund. But worse than the wait, she's learned her money is in the wrong account. Someone else has been spending her refund, and it's a big one. On the night beat, what happened and how to protect your money. News Channel 4's Tammy Payne joining us live with more on that tonight. Tammy.
Kevin, Chris Kirkus was expecting a more than $6,000 refund. Right credit union, wrong account.
Over $6,000. That's a lot of money.
Chris Kirkus had big plans for her refund.
I have a little Ford Mustang convertible, and I only owe $2,000 paid it off. I was like, yeah, I'm going to pay my car off.
But a mistake put the brakes on her plan. After filing online, Chris would soon learn her money was sent to the wrong account.
I bawled. I cried, called the police, told them my money had got stolen. I was very upset, very upset.
Chris says her problems started here at the Credit Union Service Center. Chris said she couldn't remember her account number here at the U.S. Employees Federal Credit Union where she banks, so she dropped into the service center for the number. She claims they gave her this card with the wrong account.
I borrowed their phone, called my accountant from their phone, and gave them the information they gave me, and we filed the taxes, and
there went your money.
There went my money.
Apparently straight into the account of Todd Gibson, also a credit union customer. He has admittedly spent the money, leaving Chris scrambling to get it back.
So I really could use the money. I mean, I've got 2 daughters I'm raising, and girls aren't cheap.
So we contacted Todd Gibson. He assures us he thought the money was his tax refund. And he tells us when he gets his refund, he plans to pay Chris back. Police tell us they're working to make sure that happens, Kevin.
I wonder if it's $6,000, though. All right, thank you. We talked with the Credit Union Service Center. They say they don't have the capability to provide account numbers to customers and deny that happened in their facility. You'd be safer checking your own bank documentation when depending on the correct account or routing numbers.
Tonight, police tell us an Oklahoma minister who preaches thou shalt not steal has admitted he's a serial bank robber. This morning, the FBI caught up with Warren Brown just after officials say he robbed his 6th bank. His arrest has not only stunned his Baptist congregation, but his family as well. New tonight, we're pouring through documents detailing the minister's alleged mistakes.
Right now, I just don't want to answer any questions.
The wife of Warren Brown isn't the only one stunned by his arrest.
It's a major shock to me because he had a family and, seemed family-oriented and whatnot. But yeah, it's a big shock.
A big shock that a man who's pastored the Bible Baptist Church in Norman for the past 8 years would violate the very words he preaches.
We do have a great responsibility to practice what we preach.
Mike Wade is the minister next door at Calvary Free Will Baptist. He describes Brown as a quiet man who, scripturally, like everyone else, has fallen short of the glory of God.
Ministers are just human beings that they don't have any special gifts to overcome whatever temptations they may be facing. They just have to face them like anyone else, but it is a sad thing.
Now, the FBI hasn't confirmed a motive for the robberies, but off camera, a church member told News Channel 4 that the small congregation could simply no longer pay the preacher's salary. One other note, eyewitnesses say over the course of 6 different robberies, the thief never used a gun. He simply handed out notes demanding money. And from Operation Iraqi Freedom tonight, the war may be winding down, but the search for weapons of mass destruction is now in full swing. Kevin Ogle's in the Sky Center with the latest on that tonight. Kevin?
Well, Linda, just today, U.S. troops seized a huge arsenal of Iraqi missiles. Let me show you what they found. The weapons were found just outside of Baghdad. The Iraqi military never used them. But even so, all of these missiles are legal under UN sanctions. As for weapons of mass destruction, well, U.S. officials say our troops can't find them by themselves.
I just don't think that's going to happen. The inspectors didn't find anything, and I doubt that we will. What we will do is find the people who will tell us.
But one former weapons inspector says the U.S. better do it soon.
If the weapons are not identified and found, then I think people will start to ask very, very serious questions about what the war was really all about.
But today, U.S. troops did find Saddam Hussein's half-brother, another member of the Iraqi leadership, now in custody. Linda, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. And for those of you keeping track, he's the 5 of clubs in that deck of cards, the most wanted in the Iraqi regime. Thank you, Kevin.
Now, first weather from the forewarned storm team.
And it's very quiet across Oklahoma tonight. Here's our view of the forewarned sky cam tonight. The sunset awfully nice out there. A little clearing as the sun set in the west. Temperatures are nice and cool, and the winds are light tonight. After all that wind we had yesterday, hardly a breath of wind out there tonight. Temperatures are mostly in the middle to upper 50s to low 60s. Right here in central Oklahoma, Chickasha 54, Moore has 60, Chandler 56 degrees. Coming up in weather, we're going to talk about tomorrow, of course, and also Easter, but we're going to talk about what we have coming up on Saturday. There's at least a moderate risk of severe weather for a large part of Oklahoma Saturday, and we're tracking the real potential for an outbreak of severe weather, including tornadoes, and that would include central Oklahoma, Kevin and Linda, so we're really tracking these weather elements for Saturday very carefully. More on that and also that 7-day forecast coming up.
And tonight we have new information involving an Oklahoma City police officer arrested for DUI. First brought you the story at 6 o'clock. That's when we told you that this man, Officer Kenneth Whitebird, has been charged with both a state and municipal charge of DUI. The department will now conduct an administrative investigation into the matter. Since our 6 o'clock newscast, we've talked with the police department about the arrest.
Tragic anytime we have this situation, but you know, when it's one of your own, it's very sad because, like I say, he's a very good officer, and it's just a bad situation for he or anyone to be in.
Whitebird is a 13-year veteran of the force. He's been placed on administrative suspension with pay.
Let me warn you, this story is probably going to make you real mad. It comes from Pennsylvania. That's where a woman who was recently named Foster Mother of the Year has been arrested for duct taping children. Let me show you a still photograph. Here you see a 2-year-old boy who's duct taped nearly from head to toe. We've obscured his face to protect his identity. At the bottom of the picture, you can see the legs of a 1-year-old girl right there who is also duct taped. The woman allegedly taped them down to keep them from taking their diapers off and crawling out of their cribs. Behind bars tonight, the woman and her husband. Ironically, he's the one who took the picture. Apparently, the two were having marital problems, and he wanted to use the photo to prove abuse. But when police saw the pictures, they arrested him as well for allowing the abuse to take place over the course of several months. Coming up, Oklahoma History Revealed. We'll take you where cameras have never been. The Kiowa Warriors.
They lay their life on the line. Some then return.
Now sending a new generation into battle. Up next, why a 200-year-old heritage will help guide and protect. And in weather.
After yesterday's wind, it was quiet today. Winds are nearly calm outside tonight. Storm systems are approaching Oklahoma. They are really going to change our weather as we head toward the weekend. We'll have that in the Easter forecast next.
You are watching Oklahoma's News Channel 4 at 10 with Linda Cavanaugh, Kevin Ogle, the forewarned storm team's Mike Morgan, Bob Berry Jr. with sports, and Brad Edwards in your corner. When there's severe weather, Mike Morgan and the forewarned storm team are there for you. They use Chopper 4 in the sky with a more powerful camera, tracking the storm's every move. Mike Morgan and the Forewarned Storm Team keep you forewarned.
Hi, folks. We're at the red and white game down here today at O'Connell's. We're going to ask people how much of a discount they should get on a hail-damaged Axiom or Rodeo. Come on, let's go ask them. If you were going out shopping for a vehicle like this today, how much of a discount would you expect to get?
Maybe $1,000, $2,000.
$4,000 or $5,000.
What about those you come into Big Red Sports and Imports today and take $10,500, which is over a third off?
I'd be there.
And all this is happening in one place. Big Red Sports and Imports. Norman!
What's wrong, hon?
I bought the wrong color. I can't go out like this.
It can't be all that bad. I guess we're not going Outback.
I'll get my coat.
There's no place like Outback. For a new center cut fillet and decadent chocolate thunder.
Looking pretty rare, Mrs. D.
Thank you.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Law enforcement agencies seize thousands of vehicles from criminals. Now many of these vehicles are being made available for sale to the general public in your area.
It's the Police Seized Vehicle Sell-Off, exclusively at David Stanley Dodge in Midwest City through Saturday. Buy seized and impounded vehicles.
Criminals Lost is your game.
No down payment needed. Some payments are just $97 a month. Get to David Stanley Dodge before 9 p.m. Saturday.
Because missing the Police Seized Vehicle Sell-Off would be a crime.
Behind every winning team, you'll find exceptional talent. For many years, Samantha lived with a serious heart disorder, and because of it, she was told it would be risky to have children. After several years on medication, she was referred to OU Medical Center for a revolutionary heart treatment. Today, thanks to their exceptional team of heart experts, Samantha's alive and a proud mother of 2.
Because of them, I have a family today.
OU Medical Center, the right specialist when your health really matters.
Hey, fella boy, we need to talk. I'll call you. They follow me to Ballard Toyota. Go down! Hit him! Don't they have anything better to do? You want us to call you like this one? Take $7,000 off. Look at these guys. They're still tripling rebates on cameras. How does he do it? You ever heard about buying a car?
Hopefully, within a matter of weeks, a new batch of war veterans will be returning to their relieved families. Tonight, the story of a special group of Oklahoma warriors whose history dates back hundreds of years and who will welcome home their soldiers in a way unlike any other in the world. Whispers in the wind. Vanishing voices. The prayer of a Kiowa warrior. Their language passed down long before these lands were sutured by barbed wire. Passed from father to son. Passed from then to now. Gus Palmer, Kiowa warrior, now 84 years old. For more than 200 years, Kiowas have had an elaborate warrior society, recognizing that their tribe could be only as strong as the men willing to protect it.
They got to be a great, great warrior. That's what they call them in Kiowa.
And yet, perhaps one of the greatest battles for Kiowa survival took place here at Rainy Mountain. This is what's left of a school complex. Within its weathered walls, Indian children were beaten for speaking their native language, their rich heritage stripped from them. It could have been a coffin for their culture. And yet, even as the clouds of change threatened to consume the Kiowas, they held their warrior ceremonials in secret, waiting for the storm to pass. And it has. On this day, an ancient ceremonial held in no other place in the world. You're where cameras have never been allowed, inside a teepee, joining the Kiowa black leggings in prayer.
You have them to pray to this Almighty God everyone prays to. Use that cedar, you get that blessing.
The beginning of a day-long ritual and dance, the cedar purifying the warriors gathered here, just as it did their ancestors.
I told these men inside that teepee, you teach your boys won't be able to teach them, but you know what goes on, what they need to know. You talk to them, tell them. This is not no place that when we come out here, we dress like the olden days.
Yet with a new allegiance, these are veterans of more modern conflicts. The elite of the tribe, men who have distinguished themselves in battle.
Means a lot, you know, to their people, how they fought, protect their tribes, their homeland. I don't think we need to just let that just die out. They're honoring these men, you know, even today.
Reservist Paul King, called now to active duty. Gifts from the tribe, a tradition showing their respect and gratitude at a time when arrowheads have been replaced by warheads. The responsibility for keeping the black leggings tradition has passed from Gus Palmer to his son, Lindra, a Vietnam veteran.
It was instilled in us to be warriors. A warrior would be a guardian. And on the spiritual sense, a warrior would give his life for another person.
New voices singing the old songs, written nowhere except in the memories of those who've been taught. A chorus of history heard nowhere else.
You get the spirit. There's a sense of a spiritual thing. You know that you're a warrior and you want to dance. You just dance because you know that you're a warrior. You know that you're a warrior. You know you've been there.
Gus Palmer's been there. Eagle feathers mark his 21 missions in World War II and his pride in serving his country.
We need to keep that and not lose that for what it stands for.
What it stands for is sacrifice. Gus Palmer and his B-17 crew came home safely. Others, including his brother, did not.
They laid their life on the line. Some of them didn't return.
The tribe waits for the return of nearly 60 Kiowas who are in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Two nations that have frequently clashed, united in the belief that one fights for what one holds sacred. To do that, these men have traveled to the beaches of Normandy, the mountains of Korea, the jungles of Vietnam, and now the sands of Iraq. These warriors are no longer forced to hold their ceremonies in secret, yet they remain determined to keep the unique heritage that sets them apart.
Someday, none of this be here unless you keep it going. You lose everything.
Including freedom. They remember. The black leggings hold their ceremony only twice a year, and people from around the world travel to Oklahoma to view the event. Next will be held in May to mark Veterans Day.
The most accurate forecast with the forewarned storm team's Mike Morgan.
A much better day across Oklahoma today once that wind calmed down. Gusts to 70 yesterday. Winds are near calm outside tonight. Here's our view from the forewarned sky cam, and we have a partly cloudy sky here in Oklahoma City. Temperatures a little cool for this time of year, but awfully nice. Temperature in Oklahoma City, we are checking in the upper 50s at 56 degrees. Winds are easterly at just 7 with 80% humidity, and the barometer, it is holding steady. Our daytime high temperature today was up to 67 degrees. We were 45 degrees this morning. A little cooler than average. The average high would be 72. And tonight we have temperatures in the 50s and the 60s across our state. Doesn't feel much like severe weather out there tonight, but we're tracking these fast weather changes that are now approaching our state. We already have humidity coming back in southern Oklahoma along with some milder temperatures. So look for much warmer weather coming in tomorrow after a cool day start to the day. Let's take a look at the bus stop forecast. We're looking for partly cloudy skies tomorrow morning, and even around sunrise as kids head out to the bus stop, you'll notice the wind will start to increase pretty quickly from the south, and it'll be another windy day for tomorrow. South winds 15 to 25, 55 degrees in the morning. Recess temperatures will be in the upper 60s with a sunrise at 6:55 in the morning. Well, we're looking at the storm systems to the west. There are already thunderstorms developing in the far western Oklahoma panhandle tonight, giving you an idea how fast the weather's about to change. Now, skies have started to clear again, so we'll have partly cloudy skies throughout the day tomorrow. We'll see some sunshine. There are two storm systems to the west of Oklahoma, and we're tracking those carefully because obviously we're in the middle of severe weather season, and these are headed directly for Oklahoma. The brighter the color here, the faster the wind, and it's this wind energy that you watch for. On Tuesday, the jet stream was directly over Oklahoma, and it will be again tomorrow night, and on Saturday. And for late Friday, the jet stream coming right into Oklahoma, so that's going to really crank up the wind tomorrow, bring back the warm temperatures, and also the thick humidity that's going to generate some showers and thunderstorms. It'll be mostly quiet tonight, though, under partly cloudy skies, and most of tomorrow also looks dry. Now, late tomorrow, we get a couple of thunderstorms forming from near Lawton to Oklahoma City up to about Ponca City. Now, if those develop, they'll be around sunset tomorrow, the way it looks. And then tomorrow night, here come the big changes very quickly occurring. Showers and thunderstorms will develop overnight and in the morning on Saturday. The chance of rain 100%. We'll probably see a couple inches of rain in our state. Even here in Oklahoma City, a couple inches of rain possible. And it's going to be a very stormy and wet day coming up on Saturday, the way it looks. Now, we're talking about this south wind really bringing back all the moisture and also the warm temperatures, so we'll be a lot warmer tomorrow. Dallas, 84 degrees. Oklahoma City up close to 80 tomorrow, and 68 in Amarillo, windy, and 76 over in Wichita, and Kansas City tomorrow will be 69 degrees and 74 in Branson. Now, the severe weather risk, the Storm Prediction Center doesn't have a moderate risk yet, but I think it's fair to say we've got at least a moderate risk, and this is where it looks to be for Saturday, not for tomorrow, really kind of queuing in on Saturday here, and it's going to be from southwestern through central through north central Oklahoma. And if we'll take a little closer look at that, right now the best opportunity of getting tornadic activity is going to be in this darker shade right here. I'd say this is the highest risk of getting tornadoes in central Oklahoma Saturday since we have seen since May 3rd, 1999. This is coming up on Saturday. All the ingredients are coming together to get an outbreak of severe weather on Saturday afternoon across a good part of our state. We'll track that very, very carefully for you. As for tonight, pretty quiet. It'll be dry. Temperatures 40s and 50s for lows. And for tomorrow, late in the day around sunset, perhaps very late afternoon, a few thunderstorms will fire. Otherwise, windy and warm. A good day to be outside. If you work outside, it'll be dry most of the day. 70s and 80s, even 85 in Altus for a high tomorrow, even at about 78. For the metro, dry tonight, dry in the morning, and most of tomorrow also dry, 51 in the morning, close to 70 by noon, and a daytime high of 80 degrees. Looks like these temperatures are going to be very warm as we head right on through the Saturday. Now, 100% chance of rain coming up Saturday. It'd be a good idea to review your severe weather safety plan with your family. We're looking at all, it's like a big puzzle.
Yeah.
And all these puzzle pieces are coming together on Saturday for central Oklahoma. So we're tracking that very carefully. And we've got Chopper 4, Jim Gardner, all our storm trackers watching that very carefully. So we'll update you tomorrow. David Payne out here in the morning as well. But Saturday, you want to stay right here with us because we're going to be here tracking the weather.
We'll be here with you.
Cracked Easter eggs.
Yeah, Easter Sunday looks pretty good. Kind of cool, but dry.
All right. Thanks.
Well, in sports, the University of Arkansas feels the stinging hand of the NCAA.
Bob Berry Jr. is going to tell us about some Razorback wrongdoings when we get back. And he's going to take us to Tulsa to see the Golden Hurricane in their final spring scrimmage under their new coach. Sports is next.
Toyota Truck and SUV Month. Get 1,000 cash back or 0% on Highlander or 1,000 back on select 4Runners. Toyota owners receive 1,000 cash back on select Sequoias. At your Oklahoma City Toyota Power Team.
Choosing childcare is one of the most important decisions you will make. Childcare shapes the way children think, learn, and grow. 1-star plus, 2-star, and 3-star childcare programs are meeting higher quality criteria, including teacher training and a learning environment. When it comes to choosing quality childcare, reach for the stars. Call 1-888-962-2772.
Prestige Ford, we know that price sells trucks. That's how Prestige Ford became the #1 Ford truck dealer in the world. The other dealers only get it half price.
You'll always get your new Ford for at least $1,000 less at Prestige than any other Ford dealer, or we'll give you $20,000.
That's right, Josh. And right now, Prestige has a large selection of new Fords with 0% for 60 months.
Saving you money at Prestige Ford?
It's good stuff with a $20,000 guarantee.
Now who loves you, Oklahoma?
Prestige Ford of Edmond, just north of Memorial on the Broadway extension.
Sometimes the best way to connect is to reconnect with the people you're closest to in a setting of unspoiled beauty. A place where trees outnumber people and where people welcome visitors with open arms. A place where you can refresh your soul and regain perspective on what's really important. A place called Arkansas, the natural state. Visit arkansas.com or call 1-800-NATURAL for a free vacation planning kit.
Hi, folks. I'm Rob Stanley.
And I'm Jack Elliott. Rob, you know, I think the people of Oklahoma would be in agreement. Something needs to be done to help our schools.
You're right, Jack. So through the end of April, we are going to donate $100 to any school of our customer's choice with the purchase of any new Chevrolet, Dodge, or Ford.
David Stanley Chevrolet, I-240 in South Walker. David Stanley Dodge, Southeast 29th in Midwest City. Or David Stanley Ford, 39th in North May.
Hi, folks. I'm David Stanley, and that's my pledge. And I'd like to challenge all the dealers across the state of Oklahoma to step up and help our children.
If you're getting married, we'll rent you a tuxedo package for as little as $50, which is pretty good, considering her dress probably cost as much as your car.
Rent 4 tuxedos, and the groom's is free.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Now, sports with Bob Berry Jr.
Former Kansas basketball coach Roy Williams surprised and upset many Jayhawk fans when he left Lawrence to take the job at North Carolina earlier this week. But Williams said he would return to Lawrence for Kansas' annual awards banquet tonight, and return he did, receiving a big ovation from the Kansas crowd and delivering a tearful speech about his now former players who went to the national championship game before losing to Syracuse recently. But one fan simply couldn't hold back, and his emotions spilled over after Williams' speech tonight.
And the reason that I came back, as I said, was to show the respect for them. And my love will never leave, regardless of what happens. And they will always be my team. Because, thank you.
The emotion's still running pretty high there in Kansas. The state's other Division I football team, the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, wrapped up spring football practice with their final scrimmage today under brand new head coach Steve Cragthorpe, the former Texas A&M offensive coordinator and most recently the Buffalo Bills quarterback coach. TU's offense looked pretty good, but after the scrimmage, the coach wanted to talk about what else? The quarterbacks, and he's happy with the signal callers he's got right now.
I thought they all did a great job. You know, I like their command in the huddle. They do a great job of getting those 10 other guys to rally around them and play, and they did a nice job of taking care of the football this spring, and that's really what it's all about. Make great decisions, put the ball in the guys that make plays for you in their hands, and let them go to work. And, you know, I emphasize the fact that this is only 1/30 of preparation in terms of getting ready for the season opener, and so we wanted to get good at some things.
And the NCAA got the goods on Arkansas today, handing the Razorbacks athletic program 3 years probation regarding the improper employment of school athletes at a trucking company, but they did not place the Arkansas football or basketball teams on postseason bans. In other words, they can compete in the postseason. It all stems about work that some Arkansas athletes did or did not do at a trucking firm in the mid-'90s, and the trucking firm overpaid those athletes. And so Arkansas's football team will lose 10 scholarships over the next 4 years. Their basketball team will lose 1 scholarship next year, but again, no postseason ban. Again, you heard about the Kansas situation at the top of the hour. Bill Self, the Oklahoma native, still rumored to be the next Kansas head coach, but as of today, no report from Illinois or Kansas on that. We look for something to happen by Monday at the latest. And coming up, we've got baseball to tell you about, including the Arizona offense for a change, and Pedro near perfect once again. That's next on Oklahoma's News Channel 4.
When there's severe weather, Mike Morgan and the Forewarned Storm Team are there for you. They use the Edge, the most sophisticated weather radar in Oklahoma, to pinpoint storms right down to your street. Mike Morgan and the Forewarned Storm Team keep you forewarned.
Toyota Camry is already the best-selling car in America. It already has more repeat buyers than any other passenger car. So how do we top that? For a limited time, save thousands in interest charges with 0% APR on all new Camrys or $1,000 cash back on Camry LE. It's time to trade up. Get your Camry now at your Oklahoma City Toyota Power Team.
These are the best sofa buys in Oklahoma. Every one of them is made by Alan White. I'm Larry Evans, and at Evans we have the style, the look, and the price you want. These are just some of our best-selling sofas, each made by Alan White with all the quality features. And the prices are fantastic. Your choice, $4.99. Look at the fashion, the colors. If you're wanting a new sofa, you've got to come to Evans. You don't have to pay a lot of money to get the look and value you want at Oklahoma's #1 value in furniture for over 60 years, Evans.
Get the best values in America from Dodge. Take our best products like Ram Heavy Duty, Motor Trend's 2003 Truck of the Year, the Hemi-powered Ram 1500, and the Just Right Size Dakota. Plus our best warranty, Dodge's fully transferable 770 Powertrain Limited Warranty. Plus our best deals, up to a $3,000 cash allowance or 0% APR financing for 60 months. Add it all up, it equals the best values in America. See your Dodge dealer or visit Dodge.com.
Spring is here at Garden Warehouse. Start your long weekend off right with our giant Easter sale. 10-inch hanging baskets only $3.99. All 1-gallon shrubs or buy one get one of equal or lesser value free. Buy any 20-gallon or larger tree and we'll deliver and plant it for free. That's right, free. There's only one place for nursery quality at warehouse prices. Stop by our giant Easter sale at Garden Warehouse, North Broadway Extension in Edmond.
When it comes to the lowest price in Oklahoma City, we wrote the book on it. The Bob Howard Buying Guide, the all-in-one shopping section every Saturday in the Oklahoma. The biggest selection, over 4,000 new and 2,000 used. The lowest prices, Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Nissan, Isuzu, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Pontiac, GMC. The deepest discounts, huge factory rebates, thousands off MSRP. All right here in the Buying Guide, the Bob Howard Auto Mall, Broadway Extension of Memorial Road.
Log on.
Well, coming into tonight, the World Series champions from just 2 years ago had scored the fewest amount of runs of any team in the National League. I'm talking about struggling Arizona, winners of just 4 of their first 15 games. But first, let's go to Boston to show you a guy who keeps teams from scoring runs. Pedro Martinez, and look how cold it was in Beantown. They have the turtlenecks up over the mouth. They're 33 degrees at game time. Martinez had a great game tonight, got several strikeouts through a shutout, and Kevin Millar hit the homer over the Green Monster. There, see the new seats on top of the Monster there? And Boston won the game 6-0 at Fenway Park. Now here's Arizona. 11 runs for the Diamondbacks in their game. 7 of them driven in by Carlos Baerga. Career high game for him, and runs batted in with 7, 2 homers. Again, 11-2 the final for Arizona over the Colorado Rockies. The Red Hawks played a game at 10:35 this morning. It was field trip day at the Bricktown Ballpark. Danny Ardoin got the single to score Manny Alexander to break a tie in the second inning. That eventually was the game-winning run as the Red Hawks treated a bunch of kids. Nice cartwheel. That looks like Linda Cavanaugh back in the day.
Yeah, way back.
19, well, I don't want to say. 2-1, the Red Hawks won the game. Nice pitching by Victor Santos there. And again, that was at 10:35 this morning. The homestand will continue. We'll have more sports tomorrow, including more reaction on the Kansas coaching job where emotions are still running high.
That was kind of a tough scene, wasn't it? Yeah.
Weather?
Let's jump ahead to Saturday here again, just to emphasize. We would really encourage you to kind of review your severe weather safety plan. Saturday, there's a very high risk of severe weather in that darkest shaded orange area in particular. I think tornadoes are also likely on Saturday. A good chance of rain tomorrow night and on Saturday. Breezy and cool, but dry on Easter.
We'll keep checking with you.
You got it.
Have a good night.
Bed sores, broken bones, premature death. These are the signs of mistreatment in nursing homes for too many elderly Americans.
A recent congressional study found serious cases of abuse and neglect in nearly 1 out of 3 nursing facilities in this country. If you are concerned that your family member has suffered mistreatment or abuse in a nursing home, call 1-800-ELDERLY today and let our team help you make things right. It's time to stop the neglect.
We're at the red and white game down here today at O'Connell's. We're going to ask people how much of a discount they should get on a hail damage, Axiom, or Rodeo. Come on, let's go ask. Do you see any hail damage on this vehicle?
No, I don't.
If you were out shopping for a vehicle like this today, how much of a discount would you expect to get?
Not any, because I don't see any hail damage or anything.
What if I told you to come into Big Red Sports and Imports today and take $10,500 off this vehicle?
Wow. I wouldn't believe it. That'd work.
And all this is happening in one place. Big Red Sports and Imports. Norman!
Hey folks, Jack Elliott here at David Stanley Chevrolet, I-240 in South Walker. Get out of your old car, get into a new Chevy, and don't make a payment for 6 months. That's right, Oklahoma, 6 months. And if that's not enough, we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe.
David Stanley's low price. No payments for 6 months, and we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe. Come see us at David Stanley Chevrolet, I-240 in South Walker in South Oklahoma City. Chevy, we'll be there.
We now join the All Night Tonight show in progress.
Well, here's the weird part. She was talking about Donald Rumsfeld.